Hello everybody and welcome to our first Facebook Live. I am Lorena and I am in charge of the international student admission here at ECAM Lyon. And here with me I have two students, so Malik and Nazle. I will let them introduce themselves.
Hello everybody, I'm Malik. I'm 20 years old, almost. I'm in third year of ECAM Engineering.
And me, I'm Nazle. I'm 22 and I'm in the third year of engineering in robotics section.
And so Malik is from Cameroon and Nazle is coming from Turkey. So we will spend together an hour more or less, and we will mainly speak about four different subjects. So we will speak about ECAM Lyon, about our school, about the ECAM engineering program. Then we will also speak about the admission process, and finally the financial aids that we offer to our international students. Of course, if you have any questions, you can type them on the comment case, so feel free. We will try to answer as precisely as possible. So our first subject, our school. So ECAM Lyon, it's an engineering school situated in France. It's a school that was founded in 1900, so it is today about 120 years that we offer a high quality of scientific and technical education to our students. Our education approach is founded on a strong set of ethical values, which are based on work and merit. We also offer each one of our students a personal guidance, which will allow each one of them to realize their personal ambition and career projects. ECAM Lyon is also part of the University of Lyon and also of the French Conference of Grandes Écoles. For you, this means a guarantee of academic excellence. And here you have some numbers regarding our school. So we actually count with 1,500 students and more than 7,000 active alumni. So this means that we have a strong network of graduated students, which is very helpful for our students to find internships and also to find a job once they graduate. So now we will speak about what we can study here at ECAM Lyon. So it's the ECAM engineering program. The ECAM engineering program is a 5-year master degree in mechanical and electrical engineering, which is entirely taught in English. It is a pluridisciplinary program which offers on one side fundamental sciences and engineering sciences basis together with humanities. This will lead our students to develop their personal and professional skills and to achieve their professional goals. The pedagogical approach is based on numerous practical activities and projects, and our students will speak about it in a few minutes. And our pedagogical approach is also based on real-world industry examples, fostering innovation and autonomy. Each student, as we said before, is also offered a personalized academic pathway, which he can define step by step during the 5 years of studies here at ECAM. So we will look now more in depth at the structure of the program. So here you have it. I'm sorry, guys. So the ECAM engineering program, it's a 3+2 engineering degree. So 3 years of general engineering studies. So you will basically study all the scientific and engineering subjects like math, sciences, and also linguistic development. At the end of year 2, you will choose a specialization, so we will see them also in a few moments. We have 5 possible concentration. And then on year 4 and 5, you will actually specialize in the concentration you have chosen. And 5th year it's a year you will spend entirely abroad in a partner university. The important thing is that this program leads to a double degree. So at the end of 5 years, you will be awarded the ECAM engineering degree in mechanical and electrical engineering, and a Master of Science in the specialization you have chosen. Talking about projects, so as you see here, the program is based on, let's say, a concrete approach on the subjects. So you have different internships. So it's about 10 months on the during the 5 years, and also about on different type of projects. So I will ask Malik and Nazli to maybe speak a little bit about their internships and also about the project they have been working on since year 1.
Okay, about internships, I did 2 internships. In the first year, it was an operator internship. I was working in an industry in La Poste, at the post office, and I was basically sorting maize and carrying boxes and emceeing the talks. I did another internship last year. It wasn't mandatory, and this one was about programming in MATLAB. I was working in a beauty care company, and they wanted a software in MATLAB that was able to recognize some people's face and to capture the color, so that we could analyze the color of their face before and after they use our product. About this.
And for me, my internship, I just did 1 internship till the moment, and it was the operator internship in the first year. And I did it in Turkey in a company for the heat transfers and heating systems in the big buildings as schools and some factories. And my main job was to help, like, kind of be the help to do the research and development, and that was basically all. Afterwards, if we talk about some projects that we do in ECAM engineering, well, we have approximately 3 big projects per year, and few monthly projects depending on the class. And I will give an example. We have a project that we work on since 3 years now, and it's called Sustainable Development, and there are a few groups, like the promotion is separated to few groups, and every group works on different subjects chosen by themselves. And for me, I'm working on a project, and this year we made some prototypes about it to reduce the usage of electricity and bring the reduction of bring some reduction to the usage of electricity, and to make this process more sustainable. And this year it will finalize, and we're gonna see how it's gonna turn out.
We had another project too. You see here, multidisciplinary project somewhere here. So in the second year, we had a project. We had to design a weather station. So we had to design it, all the design, the mechanical design that was linked to it on Creo. We had to make a code on Arduino, so it involves some programming. A code that will make the weather station able to capture the wind, the velocity of the wind, and to know the humidity, and to know the direction of the wind too. We had another project. For example, right now we're having an entrepreneurship or eco-design project, where the goal is to take a product that exists and to make it better. As an example, for example, my group, we took a normal clock, a normal wall clock like everybody has, and our goal is to make it less energy dependent, so add a dynamo into it, so that the clock, you can charge your clock by itself, yourself. For example, when there's no more battery, you can just come and turn the dynamo and you charge the clock. That's just an example. And I think all those projects are made so that we acquire the skills that only make us good that not only make us good engineers but also good managers in the future.
Okay, so we will see if we have any questions. So first one, so it's which are the main subjects studied during the first years? So I will also let you answer to this question.
Okay, during the first year, it was mostly general subjects such as math, general mechanics, and design. When I say design, it's more about drawings and mechanical design. Yeah. We also had subjects such as we had sustainable development.
We had sustainable development. We had chemistry. We had thermodynamics class. These were a bit like all of them were introduction classes to the main subjects, and it was just the basics 101 lectures. And in the first year, otherwise, we had some concentrated studies. Like there was a teacher coming from Politecnico di Torino to explain us what's the term of design and what's its history and how it is created, how it works. And we had a concentrated class of 3 weeks, I think, on this. And we had, of course, some language classes and some humanitarian classes. For example, as I'm a foreigner student and I don't speak French as my native language, I had French classes. Otherwise, if you want, there are plenty of second language classes.
Like Spanish, we have Italian, we have 11 languages that are taught here at ECAM, so you have a wide possibility to choose if you want to learn a new language. So I will welcome again for those of you who just got online now. So we are presenting ECAM Lyon and the ECAM engineering program, and we are ready to answer to all of your questions. Here you have Lorena in charge of the admission for the international students, Malik and Nasle, which are students from the third year of the ECAM engineering program. Do we have other questions maybe at the moment? So what is the final degree awarded? So as said before, this program leads to a master degree. And a Master of Science, so it's a dual degree that you will obtain at the end of the 5 year. The Mechanical and Electrical Engineering degree delivered by ECAM Lyon, and a Master of Science in one of the 5 possible specializations. Do you have other question, or we? Okay, so here we see the 5 specialization, the concentration. So the question is there a specialization in computer science? So we do not really have a specialization in computer science. We have robotics and IT, and I will then ask the students to explain you a little bit what is about, because they are both into this concentration. The second specialization is energy engineering. Then we have industrial and supply chain management, product design, and engineering design. So maybe Malik and Nasli, you want to speak a little bit about what do we do in robotics and IT?
So as she said, I studied in the robotics specialization, and that's the closest we have from computer science. Although it's not that much about computer science programming, because what we do programming, but the programming we do is mostly about how to control robots. So we use, for example, as of now, we only use Arduino. That's really close to C++. But in the general program we have, out of the specialization, we do a lot of programming. For example, in the first year, we did some Python. Yeah. Second year, we did MATLAB. And third year, we did Java. And for example, thanks to what we did in the second year, I was able to find an internship in MATLAB and do a real project thanks to it. So for those who are really interested in computer science, don't be afraid, we do some computer science here. order is not part of our specializations.
Mhm.
Yeah. You have something to say?
Just that in robotics, as it's not based on computer sciences only, and at the same time we're seeing some classes as AC motors, automation, control, vibrations, and this will help us get through the it will help us in our way to become an engineer.
So we have another question. Is the year abroad compulsory? Yes. So this program has been, let's say, taught to be done by ECAM Lyon and by a partner institution. So the year abroad is compulsory for everybody. We have partner university all over the world, and you will be going to a university based on the specialization you have chosen. Do we have other question about the specialization, or so do you have French classes for international students? Nazle already answered to the question. So yes, students who do not speak any French once they arrive in France, they will be able to have French as a second language classes. I don't know if Nazle, if you want to say something about it.
French classes are required for the international students who doesn't speak French, and at the end of the studies, in any case, we have to have a B2 level in French to be able to graduate.
Okay. So about internships, Malik and Nazle already told you their experiences. We have 3 internships within this program. So a first internship is done at the end of year 1. It's what we call, how do we call it, operator internship. So it's 1 month, and you can do it in any type of business or industry. So it doesn't need to be connected to engineering. For example, Malik did it at the post office. Then we have an application internship, which is done at between year 3 and 4. So it's a much larger internship, and this one it's really connected to the engineering sciences. And then at the end, on year 5, you will have a final internship, which will take about 1 semester of your studies. The English level. So we have a question: what is the English level required to join the program? It's a B2 level. So we will see it more in detail when we speak about the admission process. B2 level, it's required, so you need either to send us certificate like Cambridge or TOEFL or IELTS demonstrating a B2 proficiency in English, or if you do not have any certificate, we will propose you to take a test within the admission process. So in any case, you will need to prove your B2 English proficiency level. How to apply? So we arrive at the admission process. So in the next slide, maybe we can see. Okay, sorry guys, again. So here you have 4 main steps. So to start your application. So first of all, you can go on the website which is called Dossier en ligne. You have the full address here. So you just submit your application. In the application, we will ask you to send us your transcripts from at least the last 2 years of high school, a personal statement in which you explain in English which is your ambition, which are your projects, why you want to study engineering, why you want to come to France. And once your application is completed, we will invite you to take an online interview and math test. So the interview is mainly based on motivation. So we want to know who you are and why you want to study at ECAM Lyon. And then you have a math test online also that you need to take. After that, step number 3, it's the admission panel. So from January, we have an admission board on a monthly basis. So each month, the members of the admission board will review all the application. And if you are eligible for admission, then you will go to step 4, so the English assessment. As I said before, the B2 level is required, and you either send us a certificate or you can pass the test online. If you have the B2 level, then we pass to the last step, which is the enrollment. Do you have any question regarding the admissions? You can come back. Is there a limit age for application? Yes. So for year 1, the limit age is 23 years old. For year 2, it will be 24, and for year 3, it's 25 years old. Other questions, maybe? In which year is possible to apply? So this is an important question because at the moment, the ECAM engineering program is open for admission into year 1, so right after your high school, or eventually year 2 or year 3. At the moment, it is not possible to directly apply for the master degree. And can we join the program directly master? No, not at the moment. It will be probably possible in within few years, but at the moment it is not possible to directly enter in year 4. If you want to do, let's say, just the master, you need to study at least 3 years here at ECAM, so year 3, year 4, and year 5. And what ability does ECAM look for in a student? So we're looking for students that are, of course, that have a solid scientific background. So you need to have studied math and physics at least during your high school. But we are also looking for students who are open, let's say, that have an open mind toward the world, that are very interested in engineering, in innovation, and are also able to adapt themselves to a different study environment. We will speak a little bit about living in France, life in Lyon, after in a few minutes. It is important that you are able to adapt to a new country and a new way of learning. And so the pre-requirement for admission. So for students applying in year 1, first of all, we said there is a limit age to apply, so you need to respect, first of all, the limit age. Then you need to have, as we said, a scientific background, so we need you to have studied for at least the last 2 years of high school, math and physics. And also we need you not to have more than 1 year of interruption in your career studies. For students wishing to apply for year 2 or 3, so we are looking for students who have completed at least 2 years of secondary education, so something that like a bachelor. So successfully completed these 2 years, and then again a limit age. And no more than 1 year of interruption in the studies, and of course the required English level. And the required English level for admission, so it's B2 for all the students. If you are French or if you are from an international students, the English level required is the same for everybody. We do not have a minimum required level in French. I don't know if it's a question that maybe will come. So you can come here and not knowing a word of French, there is no problem. You will have French classes, and at the end of 5 years you will be able to be fluent, of course, in French.
Yeah, we're talking about languages, right? So yeah, we both have B2 level in English. What we are speaking right now, so I think you can judge it, right? And the goal is also by the end of the course, by the end of the 5th year, to have a C1 level in English, to show that we are really professional and we can really achieve and work in any field in English. You have anything to say?
Well, actually, when we arrived here, we weren't speaking as good as right now.
Yeah.
And, well, after 3 years of speaking English constantly with the teachers, listening classes in English, it gives us a proficiency in English. We're more fluid. We understand easily and faster when people talk, and this adds up. This adds us something. And for the 5th year, like when we have to graduate, we have to pass an IELTS test to show that we have the enough level to really graduate from the school and be ready for an international life.
Yeah. I'd also like to tell the other people, like, for example, my experience is that when I came here, I wasn't really able to speak English, like, at all. So don't really be scared if you have a good written English, you don't really speak that well. It's not really that much of a problem. Like, come here and having class in English and having to speak with other English speakers, it really helps. And by the end, you have a really good level.
And are you taking any other languages? So Nazli is taking French and you're taking
Spanish.
Spanish. Okay, so you started to learn Spanish from...
Actually from year 2, because I started with German.
Okay.
Then I changed.
Okay, so now you're learning Spanish as a second language. Okay, so again, welcome to those of you who are online from few minutes. So we are presenting our school, ECAM Lyon, and the ECAM Engineering program. So you are here with me, Lorena, who is in charge of the international students admission, and Malik and Nasle, both students in the 3rd year of the ECAM Engineering program. Okay, so do we have other questions? Okay, so how the video interview and tests works. So since you started school, we changed the system. So they both had a Skype interview. Since 2 years now, we use another way of interviewing students. So it's recorded video. So it's done with a platform which is called Easy Recruit. So you will receive the link once you complete your application. Since the day you received your invitation, you have 10 days to complete the interview, and you can do it from home whenever you want. You try to feel at ease. You need to have a stable internet connection, a webcam, and of course a microphone. And you will see there are several questions to which you need to answer. You can answer either by recording a video, writing a short text, or answering a multiple choice question. Each question will appear on the screen. You will have few seconds to prepare, to get ready to answer, and then based on the question you will have few seconds or few minutes to answer. You don't need to worry about recording. Everything is done automatically, so we will receive your video and your answer to the math test. And once we have the results of the test and your application, you will be undergoing the admission process. When the classes begin, normally they start end of August, beginning of September. We do not have the precise date for the next academic year, but normally international students arrive on campus a little bit earlier. So let's say by the end of August you are already on campus, so you get the possibility to know the campus, to know the city, and then classes starts maybe beginning of September. Another question, how many students are there in this training? You mean in the classes? So first year in your class, how many you are? 56, so this is the third year students. Second year, I think they are about also 50, 55. And last year, so the first year students of the ECAM engineering program, they are 110. So we are getting bigger and bigger. And then what is the percentage of students following in the second year? Okay, I don't really understand. Maybe how many students are...
Maybe it's about the gender success.
Ah, okay. So percentage of girls, it's about 30. Let's say 30% of girls and the rest it's boys. And and how many students succeeded? So let's say that every time, every year, there is, let's say, a percentage of students that either decided to go to another school because maybe engineering it's too hard for them, so they decide to do something else. And there are also students that decide to move for other reason. So let's say maybe we have about 10 or 15% of students who do not succeed, so they do not pass to the next year for very different reasons.
Yeah, I think in our class, I think that there were not that many people that didn't succeed.
In the beginning, we were approximately 70, I think.
Yeah, I think 64. Yeah, 64, and now you are 50.
Many people left not because they didn't succeed, but for other reasons. But for the people that didn't succeed, they weren't even 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's about 10-15% each year. Then I have a question about visa. So maybe you can explain a little bit the process you needed to.
My case, I don't know if it's the same case for everybody, because in Cameroon, for example, you have to apply. Okay, so I had to come here by the 29th of August. So I applied for a visa. I had to wait to have my baccalaureate, so the diploma at the end of high school, and I applied by the 16th of August, and I had my visa by like a week or something, so I could take the plane to come here. I know for other countries you had to apply really before because it takes more time. Just I was so lucky that in Cameroon it takes.
Well, for me it was approximately the same. I graduated from high school. I decided 100% that I would like to come here, and I did my visa application beginning of August, I think. I had my visa mid-August, and at the end of the August I was here.
Of course, the visa, it depends on the countries, the length it will take for you to get the visa. To start your visa process, you first need to get the admission from school. So once you are enrolled, we will send you all the documents that are useful for you to start the visa process. And then you go either to the directly to the embassy or the consulate, or you have to look if in your country there is a Campus France office, because Campus France is let's say the office which will take care about all the administrative procedure. So you will go, you will have an interview with someone at Campus France. They will ask you all the needed documents, and then they will take care of your visa request. So tuition fees and financial aid. So tuition fees for the first 3 years, the tuition fees is 6,800 euros. So here we have the question. And on year 4 and 5, it is 8,500 euro per year. Scholarship. So yes, we do offer scholarships. You can come back. We do offer scholarship. As you might know, ECAM Lyon is a private school. So each year, to help our international students, we offer few merit scholarships, which consist in a reduction of 2,000 euro on the first year tuition fees. These scholarships are given to the best applicant, which also have low family incomes. Then, if you want to have a scholarship each year, you need to apply each year, and you need always to be among, let's say, the top of your class to obtain the scholarships. Maybe Malik, you,
because it's not only merit scholarship, we also have boost EPL.
Okay.
ECAM allows you to work for them and they pay you depending on the amount of time you spend working for them. So yeah, it's during the year. For example, I applied for a boost EPL for this February year. So basically, they just offer you a job. That's what I paid. I think it's not that much of a difficult job. So you can work for them and they pay you. Then you have many scholarships. Yeah. So I think it's more
scholarships, not really.
And also another way to get financial aid is to again look at Campus France, and especially at the Cooperation and Cultural Action Department, what is maybe you know as a SCAC service, because they always have a full list of available scholarships which are sponsored either by the French government or by your own government. So make sure you always try to have a look on their website. The main criteria to apply is to be at least 18 years old and to already have been admitted in French institution. And also important is that you can apply for a student loan. So bank normally do it normally, so you can apply for a loan, so they will finance your studies for the 5 years, and then you can start to pay back the bank once you have you've got a job. Life in France, okay, so maybe I will say a few words about Lyon. So Lyon is a very beautiful city in the center of Europe. If you don't really know where it is, you can have a look on Google Maps. It's a very old city, historical one, and for the second year in a row, it has been ranked the best city to study in France. And it is also a very important scientific hub in France. So after Paris, Lyon is the second most important scientific hub. And as I said, being in the middle of Europe, it's very easy to move around in countries like Italy, Spain, Germany. So we are really in the middle of Europe. Do we have any question about, or maybe you want to say something about living in Lyon, living in France?
Yeah, why not? This is a great experience for me, living here in Lyon. I've got to discover a really beautiful city. By the way, for me, Lyon is really the most beautiful city, like, even compared to Paris. What people say I'm wrong, but it really is a great city.
I agree.
It has 2 rivers, and it's really comfortable living here. What else? Compared to other countries, to my country, for example, it's kind of expensive living here. It's still less expensive than Paris. I like to say that. Well, it's cold.
It's cold, yeah. This, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's cold, but well, I find it comfortable. I don't know if you have anything to say.
At the same time, yes, it's cold, but to be fair, it's not as cold as Poland or Germany. In Lyon, as there is the best city to study in France, there are plenty of students and there are plenty of student events, plenty of availabilities for students, for the museums, if we want to travel around, if we want to take public transport. Everything is kind of optimized for the students. Otherwise, I'm living in the campus, so I don't really know how it works in the city, finding an accommodation or something, but as I'm living in the campus, there's a heavy student life. There are plenty of clubs, plenty of events going on, and after, when we go down to the city, again, there are plenty of students that we can connect with, we can meet from different studies, different cultures, different nationalities. So France is, Lyon is really a good city to study.
Yeah, and it's also important to say that our campus is located in the center of the city, so it's very easy to move around in Lyon. You do not really need to have a car or to take transportation to have you have everything close. And about living on campus, so we do offer for international students the possibility to get accommodation. So you are offered a single room on campus. Costs can be different based on the type of room you will choose. You will have all the information regarding this on our website. And so yes, it is possible to live on campus. You also have the possibility, if you wish, to get an apartment. For the first years, it's a bit difficult because in France they do need to have guarantees to rent you a flat. So that's why we prefer the international students to be on campus, so they do not have to worry about giving us guarantees. But if you wish, of course, you can look for a flat in the city, and maybe if you want, you can share a flat with other classmates. And I don't know if we have other question about life on campus or the international students. Yes, you have 2 here. Then we have a few more. So they come from a little bit all over the world. We have a few students from South America, from Africa, from Asia. We have a few countries that are represented. And we also have exchange students, so we get Erasmus students coming mainly from Europe. So yes, we do have international students. Do you have another question? Maybe sports? Okay, I don't know if you do any sports, guys.
Yeah, I've done some basketball. So for the sports, on campus you can play, for example, basketball. Football, because you have a gym, you have a stadium that's dedicated for it. I thought we can play volleyball too. You had some sport classes in the first year, for example. We used to play volleyball, basketball, and soccer. You also have in ECAM, you have sports group. For example, you have rugby, you have fighting. I don't know whether it's karate or judo or something.
Karate, yes, or
ice fight, something like that. So you have football, you have basketball, you have handball, you have volleyball, and you have plenty of sports. I think whatever your sport you want to do, you can find a club for that. For the other clubs, well,
in ECAM there's plenty of clubs, and for example, we have clubs of robotic that are Club Shell that makes races with self-created cars, and they race for something and they win something. Then there are Club Musique, Club Cinéma, Club Cuisine, which helps like in the events. They're mostly present. They cook or they do music on the campus. There's Club Cinéma, which makes projections every week in a classroom in the evenings, and makes us discover plenty of new movies. There's a team bar, because we have a little bar inside the school, which helps students to integrate more and enjoy the student life a bit. And there's a team bar who works behind the bar and serves some drinks. Then there is There's
Mechanics club.
mechanics club. There's robotics club.
Aero club, aeronautics, yeah.
Club Aero. I don't have that much knowledge.
Yeah, but there are plenty of clubs. I mean, I think whatever you want to do, you might find a club that does something related to it.
Or if we cannot, if you cannot find it, you can always create a club in the student life and add something to.
Yeah.
If you like skiing too, because I mean, Lyon is really close to many ski stations.
The Alps, yeah.
Myself, I'm going next week. That's my first time. I'm really excited. So yeah, I think there are plenty of opportunities, especially in this month, January and February, if you want to go skiing.
Yeah. And do you have other questions? Okay, so let's see if for French students abroad, is it possible to apply for normal and international program? So yes, if you are a French student studying in a lycée français, in a French institution, you can apply to both programs, so the ECAM engineering program and the ECAM Arts et Métiers program, which is our French program. Students in the French high school need to use the Parcoursup application. You cannot use the admission process we showed before. This is reserved to international students or to French students who are not studying in a French institution. So I don't know if we do have any other questions. No, not really. So feel free to send us your questions either via Facebook, or you can contact us via email. You can always go on our website to check all the information, and if there is something we haven't answered, you can send the question via email.
You can watch this video again. It will be available on our Facebook page, I think. So yeah.
Okay. So here you have the website, so ecam.fr. So it was a pleasure for us being with you. Thank you for watching. I hope it was useful, and maybe see you on campus. Okay, that's it. Bye bye. Thanks.